hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to your house. Hi, I am comedian Jenny McNulty, your host for the InHouse Comedy Chat. More than a talk show, we are motivating energizing your mind, body, and spirit. I have got none other than Margaret Cho here today for the chat, and don't forget to stick around after the interview. We are going to take a walk on the beach. That's right, we leave Cher's lovely little guest room here, go right downstairs and take a walk along the Pacific Ocean, where I'm going to give you an internet warning. It's not too scary, but it's something you might want to pay attention to. So stick around for after the chat for that. But first, my thoughts. So anything new? How cool have the last 24 hours been, huh? With Kamala Harris getting the nod. And the beautiful part about Kamala getting the nod is that we get to see all those highlights of her ripping to shred Bill Barr, Jeff Sessions, Kavanaugh. It's been delightful. And I think everybody has posted about how excited they are about the October 7th debate between her and that pasty pail of mayonnaise Mike Pence. And they're doing it in Utah, by the way, the whitest place in the whole world. So he'll have a little bit going for him. You know, he'll have that sea of pasty confidence that he can look out upon while he's being filleted by our Attorney General. Can't wait. Biden has already tweeted about it and said that he feels that Kamala is ready to go day one. That's why I picked her. Subtext, hey, we all know I could kick it any minute, so she's ready to go. Trump's thoughts on the matter: he has said that she is nasty, that she is disrespectful, and that she tells many stories that are not true. Project much, Donnie? And oh, by the way, that not telling true stories, that's called lying. You crazy kid, you. Hail to the victors. And by victors, I mean all of the Big Ten and Pac-12 conferences. I know it sounds weird to have me saying I'm glad there's not going to be football, but I'm really glad they canceled the sports. It's just too dangerous to do. There's no way you could keep those kids, not only the athletes, but all of the other people that the athletes are exposed to safe. So it is the right choice to make, although it's a hard one, and it's hard for everybody. It's hard for the schools, but it's the right thing to do. The players, of course, want to play. There's already a bunch of athletes going, we want to play, we feel really super healthy, and we know you do, and we know you're used to getting everything you want. Everything you want. Since about 8th grade, you've gotten everything you want. You're going to have to take a listen to Mick Jagger on this one. Sometimes you can't always get what you want. How about this? How about maybe go to class? You might learn something. If these last 3.5 years have taught us nothing, it's that stranger things have happened. Go to class, kids. You might have a good time. Meanwhile, Governor DeSantis down in Florida is welcoming all those athletes. He's saying for all those athletes that play in those other conferences, come down here to Florida and play. And he said, I'm not quite sure what the NCAA rules are on that. Well, because you never play by the rules is one, but they don't like it, turns out. Yeah, it's not cool. And how slimy is this guy? I mean, first of all, the RNC didn't want to have their conference indoors in North Carolina, so he said, come here, come to Florida. Now he's telling the athletes they can't play there. Come here, come to Florida. They're going to change their motto from the Sunshine State to Florida, land of the sloppy seconds. There's going to be a picture of an old bald guy in support hose and sandals with a sign that says, hey, for a good time call. Use your rotary phone. We got plenty of them down here now. Old people are dying like crazy. My guest today is multi-talented. You probably all know her from stand-up initially. She's been on many television shows. She is a 3-time Grammy and 1-time Emmy nominee. She has been seen by millions with her stand-up and her one-woman shows. She is an accomplished director. We learned last week that she directed Jill Sobuel's video, and turns out Ms. Cho can sing herself. So here is a little bit of Margaret Cho with a very touching and poignant song I think you're going to enjoy. Here's Margaret Cho.
We're together, it's been a while. You lost that brightness in your smile. You say you need to work on you. Well, let me suggest what you can do. Oh, you can eat shit and die. Don't ask me why. Your love is a lie. There's no you and I. So you should try to eat shit and die.
Ladies and gentlemen, Margaret Show. Welcome, Margaret. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Thank you for being here. I read an article that I think it was in December of last year, and you were talking about looking forward to 2020 because you said there's going to be a lot of change in 2020. Enough change for you, Margaret?
There has been so much change. You know what? There's part of me that kind of has been anticipating this since I think the 1980s because, you know, if you're in your 50s and 60s, you have been in training since the big kind of the second Cold War when we were going to be in a big nuclear holocaust and all going to be living in that kind of radioactive apocalypse and be living underground in bomb shelters. Because there was that thing, there was all those like movies like The Day After and, you know, Atomic Cafe and Aftermath and all like crazy ads. That was the British one where, you know, there was like in the 80s, there was this thing that we were and love.
Uh-oh. You are freezing a little on us there, Margaret. There we go.
Also living in San Francisco, you always expected the earthquake. This is not the earthquake, but it's close to it. So I think I don't like it, but I kind of knew this was an eventuality. Maybe.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Kamala? Are you excited, energized by that? Were you a fan?
I love her. I wish she was president.
Me too.
But this is as good as it's the best news in a long time, and really great news. Actually, you know, it's wonderful. And so I am so excited about her. And I think that she's going to make this whole thing really exciting. And I'm really glad. I think that she's going to really make it fun. I'm really excited. You know, I would have voted for her for president. I would have backed her for president. And now I'm thrilled. I'm really, really thrilled. So I think she's like really, yeah, this is a thrill.
Yeah, absolutely. You were cutting out just a little bit there, but we agree. We're definitely very excited about her, and I think everybody out there is feeling like for the first time there's some hope. But back to you, my friend. I did not realize how much singing and stuff you did. And when I had Jill Sobule on, I didn't know you directed music videos. I didn't realize music was such a big part. Has it always been a big part, or is this something you've added since you've been doing stand-up?
Yeah, I mean, I've been a musician for a long time, but I think that it was just something that I wanted to add. You know, I've always been really inspired by I love Bette Midler, and I love, you know, the kind of, you know, Alan Cumming, and sort of like when you're adding sort of the cabaret element to comedy, it's like pulling in drag, like kind of pulling in elements of cabaret, and it's really like Provincetown. Of course, we're both very familiar with how Provincetown is, you know, like it's just fun to do all the different stuff that we do. And
we are losing you a little bit there, Margaret. Can you still hear me? There we go. We got you back. Okay. Sorry about that.
I'm going to bring you inside because you're going to be better inside. I thought you'd be good out here. But
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that will help. I do appreciate the beautiful scenery out there in your backyard. That's lovely.
we thought we
We're
were
getting
going to
a
be on
not
the grid out
only
there, but
do
we're
here
out.
we here at the in-house comedy chat give you wonderful chats with fabulous people. We get a tour of their house as well. It's an
I
extra
know.
little part of the show. All right, here we go. So you have done. Thank you, Margaret. That's it looks like we got a little. Oh my God, who's that?
And I was just trying to keep. This is Lucia. See, if I'm outside, then I can be away from her. If I'm inside, there's no way to hide.
Margaret, most of my audience is lesbians. They're going to be totally fine with the little dog
because
there.
it's not like because the house is hers. I can't lock her out of the house. She's an inside dog. If I need privacy, I have to go outside.
Oh my God.
That's how our roles are. I guess are reversed. I just don't understand people who like have their dogs outside only. Like who does that? Who has a dog that's only an outside dog? That's a very strange. I'm an outside human.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. No kidding. So, you've done so many things in your life. Like I said, you've done fashion, and you achieve great heights with them all. Like I said, you've got the Emmy nods and the Grammy nods. We got a clip of you on the Golden Globes with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler that is just hilarious. So we just show a short clip of it so NBC doesn't kick us off again. So here's a little bit of you on the Golden Globes.
Young Ja wanted to come up here with us.
Also, I think that orange is the new black should be in drama category. It's funny, but not haha funny.
Okay, well, we'll talk to someone about that.
Also, Piper and Alex relationship very toxic.
That is really cool and super fun. I remember you doing that. You've also sold out Carnegie Hall, and obviously your dog loves you to pieces. What was that like for you, Margaret, to be backstage at Carnegie Hall? That is like the epitome example when people talk about making it as an artist, right? Like, how do you get to Carnegie Hall and practice? So it's the epitome. So what was it like for you standing backstage knowing that you had sold out Carnegie Hall?
Oh, it's really intimidating because you think like, oh, well, the people that perform there are really, they're at that sort of level of the profession. You think like Maria Callas or, like the like opera singers or, it's more like you think it's like classical pianists or you just sort of think it's a different kind of performance, like not stand-up comedy, which is such a raunchy sort of dirty profession in a lot of ways. But it's actually really amazing. And then, now being in this situation where we can't perform live, it's really kind of sickening. It's very sad, actually. I think a lot of comedians, I'm sure you are included in this, we're really kind of struggling because it's the emotional toll that not performing has on people who are so used to performing live every day. It's very strange. So yeah, that's something that's very taxing, I think, for all of us.
What kind of performing do you like to do? You do so many different things. The directing, singing, movies. You've done all like TV shows. Do you have one that you prefer that you really like? Do you feel stand-up is your base because you started there, or?
Definitely. I think stand-up comedy ultimately is always that. I mean, if I did only one thing, that would be only stand-up comedy. And I kind of look at everything as a form of stand-up comedy, even though it may not be perceived as that. That's really my art form. And everything that I do is really about that. I'll approach everything like that. And so, and if I only did one thing, I would just be satisfied doing stand-up comedy. And that's the thing that I miss the most now. And what I'm really desperately trying to return to. A lot of sort of talk around going and doing these drive-in shows, which I think that would be a great thing to do. And I'm doing some Zoom performances, which isn't the same though, because it's really like there's no connection. Oh, excuse me, she turned off she put it now the camera. She wants privacy. She actually
Apparently,
put her nose,
apparently, Lucia is not a fan of the in-house comedy chat.
she put her nose on the camera icon and turned it off. I can't believe you're so smart.
What do you mean by that? Hold on a second. Could we get Lucia to turn it back on?
How did she do that?
There we go. We got you back. Okay.
How did she do that?
She wants your attention, I think.
Yeah, she took her spot and she put it right on the camera icon. It's like she just... They're smart.
Not a fan.
They're so
Oh well,
smart.
we got you back. Thanks. So you're doing a podcast now, and that comes out every Tuesday on Aereo, so you can get it anywhere, Stitcher, anywhere you get podcasts. But that's stand-up-ish, right? You get a little bit from that.
Yes, and so that's a good outlet, and it's certainly something that is definitely it's something that we can still do in our lockdown. But it's a very I take it all very seriously. Like, I think that like, it's a very strange time to be just in lockdown, and especially for the queer community, because we've been in a plague before. Like, a lot of this feels familiar, having survived AIDS in San Francisco in the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
So, like, I think a lot of, like, gay people in our age range really kind of know how to do a plague. Like, we've lived this. We know how to live through this.
Yeah.
And so a lot of this feels very familiar. And that's why I'm, like, really proud to be hosting the Folsom Street Fair this year online, because a lot of the leather community really emerged during the AIDS crisis, because we were looking for a way to find sexuality and freedom and eroticism, but not through a way that would put us in danger from AIDS. So that's how BDSM was really, I think, sort of like forged in the community, because that's like what we needed. We needed this outlet. And so I think, like, whatever COVID's going to give us, it's going to happen. Like, that's what I think the gift of AIDS ultimately actually was BDSM in a very interesting way. So I wonder, like, what the magic of COVID will be. We're not sure. I mean, there's got to be some gift underneath, I think. Maybe the gift is, like, understanding or waking up to systemic racism. Maybe the gift is sort of understanding how deep the rift between us in terms of ignorance, intelligence, bias in society in America is. Maybe we really realizing how dumb people are. That's really a gift. I didn't realize how dumb people are.
No kidding.
So that's good to know.
And we're seeing who's on our side and who's not. Can you tilt? There we go. Tilt your. Yeah, keep it perfect. We lost the top. You kind of look like Wilson from the other.
I know.
The opposite of that. I guess we only saw the top. So, okay, you brought up the queer community. We've got a video of your It Gets Better campaign. I love the beauty and simplicity of this, and it's just, you could just feel what comes. It's a kind of a, we'll show the video. Do we have that? Okay, here's a clip of your It Gets Better campaign.
Hi, this is Margaret. I want to talk to all the gay teens out there who feel alone, who feel bullied, who feel like taking their own life might be an answer. Well, it's not. It's not. I want to tell you that you're not alone, and I was bullied so much when I was a kid and so much as a teenager, and there were many, many times that I wanted to take my own life. But don't do it. We need you. The world cannot go on without you. Stay with us. We love you so much.
That was so beautiful because it was just so simple. And I mean, you could really feel when you talk about what you got bullied, you could just feel it, and it comes through in your eyes, and it's just such a wonderful thing. You have referred to yourself as the patron saint of the outsiders. Obviously, your own background has a lot to do with that, but what has made you stay true to us and to those that don't fit in?
I think it's just, it's just way cooler to be on the outside and the fringes. I think it's just more fun and it's way sexier. Like it's way sexier to be an outsider, and it's just always going to be, you know. And it also keeps you young to stay. Like the older I get, the more I realize to embrace the spirit of rebellion is the most youthful, the most youthifying treatment. You know, it's better than any kind of plastic surgery or cosmetic treatment, you know, to just embrace the rebellious spirit and the spirit of the outsider. It's an eternal, that's the fountain of youth, truly.
Yeah, you absolutely true and beautiful, and I completely agree. Of course, we're on the same side on that one. Who are some of the you bring up a lot of young kids? Aiden Park, who I absolutely adore, he connected us or reconnected us. I know you worked with him a lot. You wrote the foreword for his book. Who are some young comics that you see coming up that you're really excited about, that you think are going to carry on the mantle of letting the freak flag fly?
I love Kate Willett is really funny. She's really special. Marcela Arguello, Dulce Sloan, Naomi Ekperigan, Atsuko Okatska, the really funny Daniel Webb. Lots of really great young queer comedians. Queer comedians of color, different people. Just there's so many great comedians like out there. Jenny Yang, she's doing a great comedy show in Animal Crossing, which I did, which is so cute. It's in the video game, which is so cute. It's really innovative. So there's stuff happening that it's just so remarkable. So I also just am really enjoying comedy in quarantine too, because there's just lots of fun young people doing wild, great stuff.
You, what do you do, Margaret? I ask my guests when I take a walk at the end. I'm trying to get people exercising because I think that's good for you to get your brain moving and get your body moving to help your brain. What do you do when you're feeling down in the dumps or you're feeling low, you want to increase your positivity? What do you do to cheer yourself up or to feel more positive?
Well, I am a big believer in eating and cooking and trying to shift around the ideas of food and sustenance and combining chemistry and science with food and technology and what we have at hand, and also like exploring different cooking methods. And so now I've taken away chopping and knives and only used the mortar and pestle and the mokohete, which is a granite bowl with, it's like I'm basically just using rocks, a stone bowl, and a pestle. It's really like I'm using like just really old implements that it's like I'm using granite to make stuff.
I'm making fire in the backyard. I make fire,
yeah.
wood,
It's
rub
like
it together.
Really like I'm just getting very, but also like then I use the sous vide. I have a sous vide where I cook things that take 24 to 72 hours, like 24, 48. Some things take 72 hours, and then so I'll cook something that takes 72 hours, but then I'll open it and then it smells like buttholes, and then I'm like, yeah, but it's just me eating, so it's kind of okay. And then she's really excited about it, but I'm not excited about it. Of course, she doesn't get any of it, but she's like, ooh, like the worse it smells, she wants it more, but I'm like, no. But it's very, it's very interesting. So I've been very into that.
I'm going to let you go. The time has flown. We didn't get a chance to show the video where you show off your tattoos, so I'm going to suggest that all of the viewers out there go check the end of the Just for Laughs where you show off the beautiful tattoos you have. And I wanted to say what a gorgeous pictures you have on your website. You look absolutely stunning in all of them.
Thank you.
There's something about the one of you in the raincoat that's like, ooh, conservative Margaret Cho. You look very sexy in that one. So check out her website and check out her tattoos. Set us up. You do a really funny clip that, we talk about race and how, well, we'll let the audience see what you say about race. But just before you go, how do you feel about Black Lives Matter? Are you confident? Do you feel like maybe this time we're going to really get it right, or at least get a foothold in and try to change things? How do you feel as a person of color? Well, anyway, how do you feel as a human being about how
Yeah, I hope so. I feel like this is the time. We really have to finally end the murder of Black people in America, in the world, and end this systemic bias against Black lives. And it's got to end now. And it's like the moment that we stop society is like really important. That the moment that this happens, like this isn't an accident, and I'm glad that it's really stopping this violence, and that we've been asleep for a millennia allowing this to happen, and now this is the time. It's finally stopping. It's got to stop, but it hasn't stopped even though that sort of like in May we sort of made all the protests started happening, and everything sort of started to take off around this issue. It's still occurring. So, you still see so much of this, and it's not like it stopped. We just know more about it because we have the ability to hear about it and see it. So, but it has to stop. So we'll see, but it needs to stop.
Yeah, I agree. But I too am hopeful. I think this will do it. Well, thank you so very much. Please do check out Margaret Cho's podcast. It drops every Tuesday, and you can find it on anywhere you get podcasts. It's streamed through InHouse. Thank you so much for being with me. Hopefully we'll see you in one of those drive-in shows, if not in real life soon. Thank you very much for being with you. And here is how we all know and love Margaret Cho, a little bit of really hilarious stand-up from the Just for Laughs Comedy Festival. Thank you, Margaret. Have a great day.
Thank you.
I think that white people like to tell Asian people how to feel about race because they're too scared to tell Black people. I've kind of deviated from the path of Asianness, of Koreanness. I went into comedy. I went into comedy in a way that was very sort of different, and I went into it very young. I told my mother when I was 14 I wanted to be a comedian, and she said, "Oh, maybe it's better if you just die."
And welcome to the beach. You guys ready to take a walk? Come on, get out of your chair, get some movement. You're gonna feel better. Get up, get out of your chair, get off your couch, get out of bed, get off your butt, and walk with me. Come on, let's go. Let's get yourself moving. At least stretch. Maybe you could dance, do whatever you want to do, but get yourself moving. You're gonna feel better. And I'm gonna tell you that in the internet warning, I broke my own rule, you guys. Yesterday, I told you all, look up, look forward, keep looking for. Didn't listen to my own damn self on this one. I got so enthralled and so excited about Kamala, one of my friends who's on the right side of the world, but I do respect him. He's a military man. He's devoted his life to the military, and made a comment once when this whole stuff started about how, we can disagree, but I like you, Jenny McNulty. And it's the one thing that stuck with me, in that we need to come together. We can't just block the other side, and they can't. We have to come together at some point. But not now. That's my advice, because he made a disgusting remark about some rumor about Kamala, and so I kind of slammed him on it. And then this stupid woman got on there and started slamming me and telling me that you must be one of those women that go to Chip and Dale's, by the way, not Chippendales. She wrote Chip and Dale's. Apparently in Indiana, there's only two guys, one named Chip, one named Dale. And Dale's kind of gross, to be honest. Anyway, Chip and Dale's. I bet you're one of those girls that go to Chip and Dale's and you talk about the size of their dicks, and then you get mad when the tables get turned on you. I'm like, okay. No, first of all, wouldn't go to Chip and Dale's, wouldn't go anywhere with you. But so then I started engaging with this moron, and I'm not going to change her mind. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And then it was all set. Finally, she said something, and I'm like, all right, this is juvenile and childish or very Trumpian. And I said, I'm done, and signed off. And which point she did a bunch of things, but I did. I signed off. But I looked at the clock and it was 45 minutes, y'all. 45 minutes, and I hate this expression, but 45 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back. And it's true, and I wasted it. So I'm telling you, learn from my stupid mistake. Don't engage with these people. Let this go. We've got to take our positivity that we feel about Kamala and push it forward and just say good things about her and good things about Biden and hope Biden kind of stays quiet and just let her do the talking between now and November. But that's not the point. The point is, listen to my first advice, which was don't engage with these idiots online. It's an internet warning. I know you're going to want to because we're all excited about Kamala, but let it go. In your own best interest, let it go. And look up. We saw one shooting star last night, so that's good. We saw some of them. I want to thank my fantastic guest, Margaret Cho. That was super nice, even though her dog apparently doesn't like my show, whatever. We want to thank Margaret Cho. I want to thank Sheila, of course, for doing all the bells and whistles and making this all possible. Tomorrow we've got Deborah DiGiovanni that's going to be with us, a hilarious comedian. You might have seen her on a bunch of different television shows. And she is wonderful and fantastic, and you're going to love her. We're gonna meet Deborah tomorrow. And of course, I want to thank you guys for watching, for walking along, for commenting, for sharing. Hint, hint, share. Thanks so much. Cyber see me all tomorrow at 1. Now keep going. You go. Now you're up. You're moving. Go take a walk. Walk around the block. Walk around your house. Get another 15 minutes in. It's good for the heart. It's good for the head. Cyber see me tomorrow at 1, y'all. Bye.